Did you know that poor sleep is contributing to why you feel so much aches and pains? And in this video, I'm going to help you discover new ways to prevent future and your current aches and pains from getting worse just by doing one thing: sleeping. Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Garcia. I'm a leading expert in health and wellness, and I help people just like you alleviate aches and pains so they can enjoy life without having to stop or slow down. So when you look at aches and pains, we all have them. And unfortunately for some, those aches and pains limit you from doing your daily activities, such as walking, such as hiking, playing basketball, pickleball, golf, whatever you really enjoy. And for many people, they're okay with aches and pains. It's when that pain limits them from doing things. And I'm sure you felt that throughout your lifetime. You had shoulder pain or back or knee aches that over time it got worse and you weren't able to do those things. Now, for most people, just like yourself, you probably went to a physical therapist, a massage therapist, or a healthcare provider to find a solution, and that felt better temporarily. And then you found yourself having repeated aches and pains. And as you've aged, you continue to have these challenges, but they seem to get a little worse, more frequent, more intense, and their recovery process is a little longer. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not just your age. There's something in your entire health and wellness profile that you're not paying attention to, and that's your sleep. Studies have shown that poor lack of sleep or a lack of total sleep is associated with injuries, with more increased in injuries, more frequent injuries, more intense injuries. And that's simply because, think about this, if you were to not sleep, let's do an all-nighter, and you went to the gym the next day, how sore would you feel? How miserable would you feel? Now, that's one end of the spectrum. Ultimately, what we want to do is find a good balance. And a lot of studies have shown that most people can function pretty well on 5 to 6 hours. For you, that might work, and that's shown to improve your mental focus. At 5 or 6 hours, you can function. However, your body's a little different in that maybe you get a cup of coffee and you can give yourself a little bit more of a boost, an energy boost temporarily. You're alert, but you still feel like you're sluggish or slow. The rest of your body feels different from how your brain feels. So when you work on sleep, that your total body is going through a recovery process where maybe the day before you worked all day, you played with your kids, and you went to the gym, and maybe it was a hard training session. Well, your body doesn't know that exercise is good for you. All it knows is that it was stressful and that you maybe worked out and you broke down some muscle tissue, and that's why you're sore, and you went for a run as well. And all those things it's physical stress to your body on your knees and your back and your shoulders. And then when you sleep is actually when you recuperate. That's when your body starts to process all of those things, and it says, great, we're actually gonna change your cells to be stronger and more resilient. So the next time you work out, you're actually stronger and you don't break me down as much as was before. That's what it's thinking. So now the question is, how much sleep do we need to help us recover? Well, for most people, they don't even know how much they sleep. They estimate. And let me guess, if I ask you right now, how much do you sleep? You're easily going to say 7 or 8 hours, 6 to 7 hours. People overestimate what they do. Now, one of the best things you can do to track all these things is start to literally log it. Well, it's a lot of work for people. They don't, they don't want to record it. It's very tough. When did I go to sleep? I laid in bed at 9, but I don't know if I read for a little bit, and I don't know if I fell asleep till 10. Well, the great news is there's technology out there that will help you do these things, and they're called wearables. And wearables are simply an Apple Watch. It could be a Fitbit. It could be a Garmin. It could be an Oura Ring. There's many different types. But these things help you understand how much you sleep. And you're like, well, why do I care so much about sleeping? Well, it tells me how much you're recovering. So when people say, I am struggling with aches and pains, and they've picked up over the last 6 months, one of the best places to start, where we ask our clients all the time, can you show me your data on sleeping? Because that will help me understand You started to run more. You started to do triathlons. You started to do hiking. You took on it as a more intense thing. You went to the gym more days. Well, that's how much stress you applied. Now I just need to understand how much you recovered. Before we look at your nutrition, before we look at anything else, one of the best places to start is show me your sleeping data. And when a client says, I don't have that, well, we have to start tracking something. So it'd be equivalent if you said, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, great. How much do you weigh now? I don't know. Well, in a month from now, we have to retest. How much do you weigh then? I don't know. So there's no way to track how much you're recovering unless you have some information. So the best thing to do, if you've been struggling with aches and pains, you feel less mobile, you feel like more achy, maybe that your joints are hurting, you feel stiff, you can't move as well. Start with this, and you say, well, Chris, I don't want to do this right now. What's the worst thing that can happen to me? All right, well, let me tell you this. So as you age, every subsequent decade, you're going to get more stiff, you're going to have more aches and pains. Well, what this leads to is you start exercising less. Or even if you start exercising at the same rate, your body is actually getting more stiff and less flexible. You're not as active. So when you're not as active, your heart doesn't pump as much, your muscles are not as strong, so you get weaker, you become more deconditioned. All the while, you're frustrated with your aches and pains, but you don't see what's happening. Your body is declining in mobility and total function because you've had continued aches and pains. And instead of solving those pains, you've tried to work through them. But now you're being forced to work out less because you can't tolerate it. Your body can't do it. So if you do that, you have more aches and pains, longer recovery times, you're less active, and you're more prone to other forms of diseases and other forms of health concerns. So if you want to stay healthy and active as you age for the next 20, 30, 40 years, start with sleeping. Start tracking your sleep to help you understand, wow, I've been going to the gym a lot, but I haven't been recovering. I can't tolerate 5 hours anymore. Or I've been doing 6 hours. Now I just picked up my exercise and days at the gym. I'm gonna need a little bit more time sleeping to help me recover. So it helps you understand as you increase your activity, you have to increase your sleep to help you recover. Now, if you increase your activity with no change in sleep, that's when aches and pains come on, and that's probably what you've been feeling. And this is really not a challenge until people get into their 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond. And that's only because our cells start to slow down. We don't recover as quickly, and now you're feeling all of those things. So if you've been struggling with aches and pains and you're looking for that next edge, track your sleep and it'll put you in the right direction. If you say, Chris, I don't know where to start. I don't know which wearables for me. Where do I look? How do I organize that? Contact us at Sports Performance Physical Therapy at any of the information below, and we'd be happy to point you in the right direction. What we do is we analyze sleep data and tell you where you're having issues, and then we correlate that to what your aches and pains have been to help you understand, wow, you're right, my neck has been hurting or my back has been hurting, and that correlates to how much I've been sleeping. It's really simple, and we do this on a daily basis. But if you feel overwhelmed or even frustrated, we'd be happy to point you in the right direction. Start with a phone call to give you the right information, and we'll be able to point you in the direction that'll keep you thriving into your health, into your 50s and 60s and beyond. We're excited to be able to help you, and we'll see you soon in the clinic. Hi, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for my weekly tips on improving your lifelong health without aches and pains. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.